Your number 2 running back in this draft class is?
Jahmyr Gibbs, Alabama. Mr. Number 1, the running back. Now he's smaller. He's 5'9". He's 199, 200 right on the bat, right? He's got better speed than Bijan Robinson straight ahead, right? Acceleration is not much different. You know, they're both in a similar range of pretty damn special when it comes to that department. Now, this guy, he is speed and make you miss and outrun you and make you look silly and everything that way. And that's where he's awesome. And, of course, he's got the, pass game ability and route running ability of, Christian McCaffrey. I mean, we're talking about another guy like him, Bijan Robinson. And this guy, you even see it more than Bijan Robinson, who can really be a receiving threat. And like a McCaffrey, tailback one play, next play, be back in the slot, whatever, right? But I'll say this, all right? Here's my first big comment about him. He reminds me of a Dalvin Cook, right? He's maybe not as quick, as thick as Dalvin Cook. He's a little smaller. Or the other guy I wrote, he's Travis Etienne. I honestly thought his film was better than Travis Etienne. But Etienne is a guy that, again, has about 15, 17 pounds on him. So there's a little difference there as far as, how comfortable teams are you with that size, right? He's bigger than your typical third down running back, and his speed and acceleration is, it's off the charts good. His top end speed, like I said, like we were talking about, I think it's probably the best in the draft out of the running back position. When you just talk about has a seam, 80 yards to the house, catch a shallow cross or something out of the backfield, turn it upfield, that's where he definitely separates from the pack.
And he just from watching it, doing the Ahmed Fareed scouting, where you give me the list and then I go look at the highlight film.
Yeah,
I don't see any of the bad. I'm like, these guys are all awesome. He sets up defenders.
Incredible,
the juking,
right?
And almost to the point where maybe there are times where they're just like, just run.
Go.
You're fast enough, you can get by him.
Right.
But the way that he can just little subtle movements with his hips and knees to set up defenders was pretty awesome.
He can kind of go and he kind of hops and he makes you think, hey, he's going to the left, he's going to the left, he's going to the left, and he kind of goes to the left. And then he can just stop and go to the right, but set it up to where the defender moves with him and that move to the left, and now the guy in front of him's in a great position just to wall him off, and he cuts off his out. His vision, I thought, was off the charts good. In fact, I thought it was really probably the best in the draft altogether, right? You kind of hit on it. His change of direction is up there with, as good as you're going to see ever in anything, right? So that's where he is. His change of direction is really more violent and aggressive even than Bijan Robinson, I thought.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Just a hair more explosive in that department than Bijan Robinson.
Yeah, it was interesting because they both are electric in a little bit different ways. But Gibbs was awesome in high school, back in Georgia, 40 touchdowns his senior year, but was kind of lightly recruited. And was a 3-star recruit, went to Georgia Tech, then kind of was re-ranked as a 4-star recruit. But I like this. You know what he said?
What?
Bigger schools started recruiting him. He goes, no, I'm going to stay at Georgia Tech. I'm going to play there. And then after 2 years, he went to Alabama. But I like that he initially stuck it out there because he honored his original commitment there. But, yeah, his 4.36 40-yard dash time at the Combine, second among running backs.
Yeah, it's real home run hitting speed there. And we talked about the pass catcher, but I'm guessing the reason he was at Georgia Tech and not at one of the big schools is the size element, right? That's
5'9", 199.
Right. But, you watch the highlights, dude brings it. Mm-hmm. He's like our man Devin Witherspoon from Illinois. Nobody told him he's 199. He thinks he's 254 the way he brings it. So I don't look at it and go, oh, man, there's a real physicality element that's missing from this guy. And I think he's going to be able to run with a little more power and physicality than people think when it's all said and done. And then he's got, like you said, great patience, changing his speeds to let plays develop. Like you said, whether it's slowing down and hopping, waiting for the blockers to get there, or, he can go, oh, wait, there's the hole, boom, go. Or he can get the ball and he kind of dances, oh, wait, there's no hole, and he kind of just waits for it to show up, and then he hits the gas. Him and Bijan Robinson, they both had that ability that I think were, a notch above everybody else in the draft in that department. But, yeah, I thought ultimately he's better than ATN coming out. Reminds me of Dalvin Cook, except I think Gibbs has more change of direction ability than Dalvin Cook, but maybe not, the overall power Cook had and physicality to move the pile or lower his head and do and all that. He's a first-round talent. He really is. In the old days, I think he's a first-rounder. Now I wrote top 40. I don't know exactly, but either way, whoever gets him is going to get a Christian McCaffrey type of football player here, and it's going to change their offense in a big way.
But that would be the worry that you would get the Christian McCaffrey injuries,
That's
too.
exactly
with that
right.
Slight frame and
That's
slight
right.
body. One NFL exec said on NFL.com, they quoted him saying, whenever Alabama's offense would hit a wall, they would get Gibbs involved in the passing game,
Definitely.
and he could bridge the gap for him. We got a question here from MMA-born sender. Why is Jahmyr Gibbs the second coming of Alvin Kamara? P.S. He was Bama's best receiver last year, but that isn't saying much with the bona fide scrubs on the perimeter last year. Worst Bama teams of the Saban era were the 2 years Bryce Young started.
Yeah,
a disgruntled Bama fan.
Yeah, I know. Gosh, we really feel bad for you at MMA Born Sender. You've really been struggling through this bad era of Alabama football.
I know,
right? But I understand when I first started watching. I was thinking Alvin Kamara. I know where he was going in that thought there. Dual threat running back and do it all. But I want to say this to our man MMA Born Sender. Gibbs is more explosive than Alvin Kamara coming out. I just want to make sure that's clear. Alvin Kamara could not do some of this. Now, Kamara was special in contact balance. He'd be a guy. He was in my top 5 before I met you. You didn't bring that one up in your shepherd the people.
I didn't. Whatever we call it. Power to the sheeple.
Shepherd the people.
Bring them all along. That's what we're doing now. We're shepherding the people.
We're shepherding the people. But, yeah, his contact balance was insane. Alvin Kamara was one of those guys where you'd go every now and then you'd go, man, would he just run straight and outrun that guy? Because he didn't outrun people as many, but he would, make somebody miss, and then somebody would hit him, and he'd roll off them and, run for 7 more yards, and then somebody would be dragging on him, and he'd get a few more yards. That's where he was special. This guy's not quite that. But this guy has way more home run hitting ability. And like we talked about with Bijan, it's both ways of making you miss, right? Where he can make you miss breaking your ankles wise, or he can make you miss where he makes you turn and run and you go, oh no, he's going to try to outrun me. And then he can just stick his foot in the ground and make a right-hand turn and never lose 1 mile per hour in his running. And that, to me, is rare. A lot of guys don't have the ability to do both, I should say.
We got 2 more things we can do with him. We can scout his pro day. I like doing that live on the pod here.
Oh,
Have you
I'd like to see that, too. I haven't seen him on his pro day.
Let's see. Hopefully it's in fast motion. Sometimes they give a slow motion video. Oh, this looks regular speed. Got a handoff, cuts to the left,
but you
right,
see how,
gone.
just he's so I like it. You see the feet and just how he accelerates, and then along with it, it's not just a straight liner. He's got hips and wiggle to it too, so he can set you up with body language where you think, oh yeah, he's going this way, and then like Allen Iverson with a crossover, he gets everything going one way, and he gets the body shaking that way, and all of a sudden it's whoom, he goes the other way on you.
He looked thick there. In a good way. He is 200 pounds at 5'9". So
exactly
that
right. That's
me.
what people don't realize, right? And he probably will be more than that in the NFL. You know, he probably was trying to play that line of, wait, I want to run 4.32, and let me maybe cut 5 or 6 pounds here, right? Where in the NFL season, he'll be 208, 207. Right, and just a little more muscle and power to take the every down beating that the NFL has for running backs.
We'll end on his gon.
Right.
We'll take a look at his measurables here for Jahmyr Gibbs.
What kind of gon does he have?
8. We got 8. Ooh, not a great gon. So, weight there. I mean, like we mentioned, the size is lesser than 25th percentile in height, 14th percentile in weight. Wingspan, I don't know how important that is. Maybe catching some of those balls. Arm length, not great. But you get into that 10-yard split and 40-yard dash, and that's where he does excel.
That's all that matters there. I mean, that's really at the end of the day, you're just
that's what you're hoping for. You're number 2 running back.
Well, I'm shocked with some of these guys that there wasn't like he would have been a guy like when I looked at his numbers, I was like, oh well, I wonder what his 3-cone drill was because it just looks like it'd be natural. But man, not many of these running backs ran the 3-cone drill, which was surprising to me for a guy like him. It just looks like he's so greasy in the hip department that it wouldn't even be a problem. But don't get it messed up, man. This guy's superstar. He could be a big-time football player. It's a little different than Bijan Robinson, right? He's a smaller type guy, but hey, we see like Aaron Jones at 205 right now in Green Bay. I mean, he's running for 1,000 yards every year. This guy's more explosive than that and has more power than Aaron Jones. So don't let the 199 fool you at the end of the day. I'm thinking more Dalvin Cook-ish right here with this player when it's ultimately said and done. Yo, thanks for watching, homies. It's the off season, but you know there's no off season for us here at Unbuttoned. Me, Ahmed Fareed, we're going to hit all the stories. So hit subscribe for us, okay? We got a ton coming up. My draft prospect rankings, my Simms top 40 quarterback countdown, and videos of me and NFL QBs playing catch and talking about their development and mechanics. Again, thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe. Peace out, homies. See you soon.